Hey guys, how's it going? So it's been a little while since I made a video and there definitely are going to be more soon. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for checking out my channel and subscribing. Anyway, in this video I'm going to be talking about and reacting to GuitarWorlds reasons on why you should play classical guitar. And there are 10 of them, so if you want to find out more, stay tuned and let's get started. Okay, so as you see, here is the article, 10 reasons on why you should play classical guitar. Alright, so the first thing I see is somebody playing a nylon string guitar with a cutaway. It doesn't really make it classical guitar, but let's keep on going. Classical guitar has a PR problem. It seems to lack the cool factor steel string guitars enjoy and doesn't seem to be perceived as sexy as the electric guitar by a lot of people. True. You rarely see classical guitars skyrocketing to mainstream fame, and you hardly hear of one being referred to as a guitar hero. But why? The truth is, classical guitar is sexy as hell, maybe even sexier than steel string and electric guitars. There's no hiding behind distortion or effects pedals, it's just you and your mighty fingers, the sheer beauty in its most raw, natural form. So, in an effort to dispel any beliefs or perceptions that classical guitar is boring and old school, we've created a list of reasons why you should pick one up. Reason number one, because classical guitar isn't just limited to classical music. You know, so far they're starting off pretty strong. This is something I say to probably all of my students and anybody who ever wonders what classical guitar is. In my opinion, classical guitar is one of the only classical instruments that actually uses non-classical music in their common repertoire. Pretty much every classical guitarist has played music from Argentina, from Brazil, from the United States, more American pop sounding style music. Yes, I'm talking about Andrew York, of course, and everything in between. But yet we still play the classics such as Bach, such as Scarlatti, and all of that good stuff. So far so good. Just see for yourself with this video featuring the UK guitarist Nathan Cragg busting out an awesome arrangement of pop charting hit Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Let's check this out. You know, I do like how they include this in here because, yes, classical guitar is definitely way more than just classical music. I don't know if that was the best example to show it, though. I guess this is classical guitar, but anyway, let's skip over to reason number two. So reason number two is because you can have as much fun with it as you want. I'm not really sure what that one means, so let me see what they say. There's a perception that classical guitarists are rigid and, well, deprived. We can have fun too. Just take a look at this creative interpretation of Super Mario World Castle theme song played by Sam and Steve, better known as SuperGuitar Bros. So I guess what they're saying is that we can have fun as well. I don't know if the wording of as much fun as you want is the best way to put it, but yes, there are tons of fun things out there for classical guitar, and honestly, SuperGuitar Bros, if you guys don't know them, are awesome. Check it out. I'll put it over here. Reason number three, because you don't have to forsake your love of shred and speed. This one's gonna be interesting. Let's see what they got. Are you addicted to sweeping arpeggios? Do you live and breathe 30-second notes? I guess. Good. You can still tear it up on your classical guitar except with a different technique. And because with your classical guitar you have 5 fingers at your disposal, we only use 4. As an example of this, check out this face-melting interpretation of Paganini's Caprice 24. Reason number 4, because while you can play solo, you can still play with others. No, classical guitarists aren't loners, we're comfortably independent. A lot of the times you'll see us playing alone, but we can still play with other people. Check out this video featuring virtuoso guitarist Sharon Isbin with a string ensemble and singer Josh Groban.
She's frequently kind and she's suddenly cruel. She can do as she pleases, she's nobody's fool.
So you know, this actually isn't a bad example of this. This is actually, in my opinion, one of the better examples of this. Showing classical guitar not only playing with other what people might think of as classical instruments such as flute or violin, but having them play along with a singer, not only that, but someone who's classical but also kind of mainstream like Josh Groban. Reason number 5, because it's more popular than you think. Classical guitar has inspired the birth of many songs by famous rock acts such as D by the late and venerable Randy Rhoads from Ozzy Osbourne in 1980's album Blizzard of Oz, and Steve Howie's Mood for a Day from Yes's 1971 album Fragile. So first thing is the Brittany Minor isn't a classical guitar piece because that piece was actually written before classical guitar was invented, so it would have been impossible. But yes, the other ones he said are totally true. That is great examples of classical guitar being used in a pop setting. Anyway, next reason. Because nylon strings don't butcher your fingers. Alright, this one I'm going to guess they're talking about calluses. We'll see in a second. A common complaint after playing steel string or sometimes electric guitar is that the fingers on your fret hand hurt. Mostly beginners or players who haven't developed calluses. Why wouldn't they hurt, right? You've got metal piercing into your tender fingertips. I don't play steel string or electric guitar that much anymore, and if I play it too long now, it does kind of hurt because I'm just not used to that material on my fingers. Plus, the tension on the steel string guitars can be 2 times as tight as classical guitar, meaning that you have to press on the strings just a little bit harder. Maybe, but the action on classical guitar is a little bit higher, so I think it kind of balances that out, at least a little bit. Since classical guitar has nylon strings, you don't have to worry about painful fingertips as much. Here's Thomas McCord from Starland Guitar offering tips on how to prevent sore fingers. He mentions it's not a big problem with classical guitar. So I'm not going to play this video only because I don't want to spend too much time, but I will talk about my thoughts on what they just said. So basically, I do agree, yes, playing on nylon strings is going to be easier than playing on steel strings. However, I don't know if it's a solution because when you go over from nylon strings back to steel strings, your fingers are still going to hurt. It's not really going to solve the problem. It's just going to make it easier in the moment. Because even your favorite rock stars play it. So this is kind of a repeat from the one above, I think, when they were talking about Randy Rhoads and Steve Howe, but let's see what they have to say. Not sold yet, perhaps this will convince you. Even the most metal of metal players play nylon string guitars. Take it straight from Metallica bassist Robert Trujillo, who jammed out on heavy riffs on a nylon string guitar, resulting in a killer spontaneous jams. Even James Hetfield was impressed. Okay, so we gotta check this out. But before we do, I want you guys to guess either in the comments or just in your head, is he going to be playing classical guitar or is he just going to be strumming some chords on a nylon string guitar? Leave your guesses down below or silently in your heads and let's check it out.
What's going on? He's a good flamenco player, no? Is that bass playing thing,
Okay, so did you guess or think correctly? If you want, feel free to share. It's on a nylon string guitar. I don't know if I would really call that classical guitar. And I know, don't say, of course, because he's not a classical guitarist. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking purely about that is a reason why you should play classical guitar, is showing someone who's not playing classical guitar. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. Anyway, let's go on to the next reason. Because you don't have to sing along if you don't want to. You know, this is, I think, hopefully another good reason, is because when many people think of guitar, they think of singer-songwriters, or they think of playing a guitar solo for a band. And the cool thing with classical guitar is that you can kind of just do it all on your own. When I take up my guitar, people automatically assume I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm neither. When I kindly respond that I don't sing because I play instrumental music, people are fiercely disappointed and confused. What they don't know, though, is that we have 5 fingers on our right hand. We don't use the pinky. That we do all the singing for us through our strings. Singing on top of that would be overkill. Just imagine singing over this iconic piece for classical guitar by Isaac Albeniz called Leander, performed here by John Williams. I don't know if this is the best example for this reason. Funny enough, I think the SuperGuitar Bros would have been a better example for this, or even the Imagine Dragons. That would have been perfect for this. So now we're almost done. Let's go with reason number 9. Because it's all about that tone. Because of the way they're built, the top of the wood used, their bracing, and the kinds of strings that they're equipped with, classical guitar offers a warm, smooth, and velvety tone that lends itself to the most beautiful and captivating of tones. It'll be hard for you to stop cradling your guitar after you feel the way it resonates against your body. Here is a guitarist playing Afro-Cuban lullaby, which exemplifies the delicate and lifting sound a classical guitar can produce. So this one, yes, I do agree with, and honestly, I think they picked a pretty good example. Is this the best piece to show this? Maybe, maybe not, but it's definitely not a bad choice, so I'll give them credit for it. I definitely do agree with the reasons. One of the things that I love about classical guitar, especially when you have a really nice guitar, is that you really can literally feel the guitar resonating throughout the body against your body while you're playing it, and it does feel like you have some nice connection to it. Every little thing that you do when it comes to how your finger hits the string, how your left hand is placed, your nail shape, how much you're pushing into the string, all that stuff is going to affect your tone. And classical guitarists, just like electric guitar players with all their fancy pickups and amps and pedals and all of that, classical guitar is all about that tone because we don't need any electronics to help us get our tone. It's literally in our fingers. Okay, and final reason, because it's not as hard as it looks. Even a child can do it. So this goes true for any instrument because, of course, with anything that anybody does, whether it's video games, computers, guitar, anything, there's always going to be some kid out there that's, I don't know, 7 years old that plays better than most people do that are professionals. I love how they put it last because it's kind of like almost like a slap in the face. But again, I don't really know if I love the example they picked. They picked somebody playing the theme from Titanic, My Heart Will Go On, which, again, great song, not really a classical guitar piece. Overall, my thoughts on this list is yes, some of them are pretty good, and I just wish that they had some things be a bit more accurate, or honestly, they had pretty good reasons. They just maybe need better examples to really tie people into classical guitar. Anyway, so let me know what you thought of this list. If you guys have things that you think you agree with or disagree with, leave them in the comments down below. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, ring the bell, and just check out some other videos of mine in the meantime, and let me know which videos you want to see more of. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.